Hello everyone, this is Agent Kyoto speaking. What you are about to watch is the more or less 5-minute review of a game called Shadowrun, released in the 25th of July 2013. Developer Harebrained Schemes, publisher Harebrained Holdings. Now, my very first impressions of the first 2 hours of the game was it was just slow. There was way too much reading. The combat was slow, like just getting into a fight was slow. I didn't really know what was going on. The models when you go into your inventory was, I just did not like. The character choosing slash what the character needs to use in order to actually progress was very confusing. Now, what the game is a cyberpunk turn-based game where you go into a fight and then it's your team's turn and then it's the enemy's team's turn and you just go back and forth. It has I think like 5 or 6 different classes. Each class can use what the other skills are. But obviously, depending if you are like a magician or a hacker or just a pure fighter, you're gonna want to use the stats that are actually corresponding to what your character is. Now you do have helpers. Like for instance, you recruit help or you get help through a storyline, and those guys themselves, unless if I just didn't know how to do it, you can't actually upgrade their stats. You can only upgrade your own stats. With the game, there is a lot of reading, so as people like to say, there is a ton of lore. And basically, the more you go into the game, the more you start realizing what's happening. You're not necessarily a detective, but you're trying to search for something. I'm not gonna say what that is, but my overall view of what was going on was a lot more fun than just the first couple hours, as I had mentioned, where I was just really bored, didn't know what was going on. The overview is actually a lot more fun. Fights are not that common in the turn-based type of game than you would think, but it was a lot more fun. The lore itself was super cool. Actually the game telling you what was going on as you went to the next mission while the game loaded, so you actually had something to read while waiting instead of just waiting for the game to load and then you're thrown into a fight. There's a lot of classes into the game, so there's a ton of replayability. As far as I can tell, there is extended edition, which is Shadowrun Hong Kong, which according to Steam it adds a 6-hour more gameplay. And then there's also Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. I didn't play either of those two. How long it took me to beat the game was about 15.2 hours. Actually super fun. The only reason I wouldn't recommend this game would be you just don't like reading, you just want to start into a fight, get into a fight and move on kind of thing, or if you're a person that just loves a lot of voice acting. This game, it definitely balances the voice acting with non-voice acting. It gives you a lot of different options when it comes to progressing. Overall, super fun. I didn't think this game was going to be all that great, but it turned out a whole lot better than I thought it was. And with that, there you go. Now, this was all unedited, uncut, just the way I like to do it, because I obviously can't write scripts. So, I'm going to head out. I'll see you next time with the next, more or less, 5-minute review, and peace out.